How can a CRM actually help you sell more roofs? I want to be very transparent with you for 1 second. I was actually getting ready to make a video breaking down the pricing of all or most of the major CRMs in the roofing industry, because I get asked this all the time. I see it in the Facebook groups. People are always asking, how much per user? How much does it cost? It costs too much. So what does ProLine cost? What does Job Nimbus cost? What does Roofar cost? What does AccuLynx cost? And I went down the whole thing. It was going to be a nice, like Mr. Beast type video where we're comparing all the things and everyone would know, have an educated guess on what to do. So I went into a major deep dive. And after all said and done, I looked at the majority of the CRMs being used in the roofing industry right now. And I got to the end and I was looking at what people charge, what's included, what's the value, what costs extra, and what type, what the questions that I see all the time. And so at the end of the day, the more I went through it, the more I realized that is not actually the right question. There's a bigger question. Because if you're buying software the exact same way that you shop for the cheapest price, you may already be looking at it the wrong way. If you're selling roofing services that way, you need to change your mindset and the trajectory, the way your business is being run. So I say this with total respect. I completely understand why people do it. We all want to make smart decisions. Let me ask you something. Do you actually sell your roofing company services the same way? Do you want your customers, your homeowners choosing you because you were the cheapest quote? At the end of the day, you're not really seeing the value. If you find those customers choosing you for the cheapest quote, they don't see the value in you the same way you don't see the value in CRMs. And I totally get it. I 100% get it. Because I was one of those guys. I just didn't see the value. Do you want your homeowners choosing you because you communicate better, you show up faster, you follow up better, you create more trust? Or, do you want to race to the bottom? Because if you're racing to the bottom on price, you're probably not going to build the kind of company you actually want. You're probably frustrated every year, like I was for years in my roofing business. The same thing applies when you look at your CRM, the platform that runs your business. The real question is not who is the cheapest monthly plan or how much does it cost per user. The real question is, what is this actually doing for my business? Because if it's not helping you sell more jobs, more roofs, what are you even paying for? That's a huge thing. So as opposed to comparing all the pricing, because everyone's going to choose, and I want you to make the most educated decision, what I want you to do is have a mind shift. So what I want to talk about today is when people hear us say, ProLine helps you sell more jobs, the first reaction is usually disbelief. You just don't believe it. I get it. I understand why you don't believe it. Because most people hear CRM and they think, okay, it's software. It's a place to store customer information. It's a place to keep notes. All these things make sense to me. You can, a place to move the job through the sales process and the production process. But that's not what I mean. Let me show you exactly how a CRM can actually help you sell more roofs. We've talked about these a lot. You probably already know these 3 ways, but there are 3 major ways that it actually does it. If your system, I don't care what system it is not doing these 3 things, it's probably not helping you grow. It's probably just a way to store data. So here's the first one, speed to lead. We talk about this all the time. What does speed to lead really mean? This is the one that actually can pay for the software alone. Just speed to lead alone. If you do this really well, it will pay for the software. A homeowner fills out a form on your website. They call you after hours. They use an instant estimator. What happens next? You have to know it on every single lead source. What happens next? If the answer is we call them back tomorrow morning or within a certain amount of minutes, you're already losing jobs. The company that responds first usually wins the trust first. We all know that we're in the roofing space. People don't trust roofers. Trust wins in roofing. So you really need to put yourself in this situation. Imagine it. A lead comes in at 8:42 p.m. on a Thursday night within seconds. And our average is 38 seconds right now. They get a text. That customer gets a text. It's coming from an actual person's number, not a company number. Within seconds, they get a call from an AI agent. Within seconds, they get an email. And all these things give options For the homeowner, it gives them value. 8:42 at night, they get an appointment confirmation. This is exactly what all homeowners want. They immediately feel like, wow, these people are on it. They may even know it's an automation. They don't even care. They weren't expecting you to answer the phone anyway, but they got what they wanted. They wanted an inspection appointment. This is one way that software helps sell more jobs, not because it just stores data, but because it creates trust well before your competitor even sees the lead. The second way is sales follow-up after the estimate or the quote. You have to have an amazing quote. That's a whole side thing. Amazing quotes that tells the customer story, not your story and your accolades. But the follow-up after the estimate. This is where most deals die. Not because the homeowner said no, not because nobody followed up, but let's be honest. People just don't follow up. Most roofing companies follow up once, maybe twice. Everybody gets busy. We know the story. Sales reps like to be at the kitchen table trying to sell, trying to close. Now, if you're closing at a super high close rate, it's likely your gross profit margin is too low. If you're doing another type of sales process, again, most sales reps do not follow up. And again, it has to come from the sales rep, either an outside sales rep or an inside sales rep, but it has to come from a sales rep. It can't just come from a random number. So you're driving around inspecting and then 2 weeks happen and then that customer's forgotten. So there was no real sales follow-up process. A job didn't just disappear because of price. It disappeared because of your silence. This is where automation changes everything. The system follows up automatically every time with a text, an email, and call reminders. These are all part of a system you must have in your business. Again, it doesn't have to be ProLine, but it needs to be a system that does these things automatically. The thing that's unique is that we send it from the sales rep's direct local area code phone number. That's what makes that trust factor continue. They've already talked to you. You're already calling and texting from the same number. That same number is sending the text message and the emails that you're already sending manually. So this is all happening automatically, not just for weeks, not just for months, but for 2 years. We have them built into the system. I said this on other podcasts, we sold a roof 17 months later from an automation. It was about 10 to 12 months later because someone it's tax season, so people got tax returns or they get a bonus. But if you stay followed up, they would apologize to us that they didn't respond to our automation. And then they would eventually say they want a new quote. That is real revenue. That's real job volume. That is sales follow-up. Third way is review generation. Do you get reviews? We all know we need them. This one gets overlooked quite a bit because people want them, but they don't really put the effort or the systems in place. But reviews absolutely help you sell more jobs. You know this. The more 5-star reviews mean more trust, better Google visibility, meaning your organic search is up higher, better sales close rate because you're getting more leads at a lower cost. You're getting more referrals, more repeat business. That's review generation. Get reviews. So the question really is, does your CRM automatically ask for reviews at the perfect time? Right after the install, you've done the walkthrough, everybody's happy. We love you guys. We'd love to get a review. Or a lot of times in our business, we didn't actually see the homeowner. We would send a photo and video report of the after hours when they're coaching kids soccer or whatever the case may be. But we would send the review request right then, right when the customer is the happiest, because every additional 5-star review helps the next homeowner say yes. That's how software helps you sell more jobs. So let's talk about what makes us different at ProLine. We built this CRM, this platform around roofing, not generic construction, which is a mistake I made a long time ago of having a construction business, but understanding that to do a specialty contracting business is the most profitable, the most efficient. We're not building ProLine on just project management. Our pricing includes 3 seats. And for most companies, that's the owner, a sales rep, and a project manager, or maybe it's an admin. We want you to be successful. We know that type of setup will be the most successful for any roofing contractor. The biggest differentiator is this. We're the only platform with real built-in local phone lines. They're attached directly to your team, each team member. This is not generic texting. This is actual local phone numbers. They're calling it. It's a mobile app directly on your phone that you're calling and texting from, and then the automations come directly from your phone again. This is real communication like you always use with your phone. It's one-to-one trust. We talk about that a lot. It's kind of confusing. It's this phone number to this customer. Beyond that, We've already built almost 60 proven automations. That's what to say and when to say it for you out of the box. You don't have to do anything at all. It means you don't need to figure out what to say. You don't need to figure out when to say it. We built it for you. This is years and years of sales process training and what to say and when to say it. So let's talk about price. I said I wanted to do a price comparison at the beginning. I was doing all this research on price comparison. This is where the perspective matters. This is where I was all coming back to. We should do a comparison. So give people ideas of an educated decision on who to choose for their CRM. But if your software helps you sell one additional roof this year, it probably already paid for itself. Let's say that you're a bigger company and you have a larger CRM cost, 2 jobs. What if it helps you sell 5 more jobs, 10? At the end of my roofing business, almost half, it was about 46% of our jobs were sold with automations. You have to put the effort in and make sure your systems are that way. But what are we even talking about? We're talking about a very small amount of money for a CRM platform that actually sells you tens of thousands of dollars in profit every year. Maybe the better question is not what does this software cost, but maybe the better question is how many jobs is your current system costing you because it does not do these 3 things? Think about it. That is the real question. Thanks for watching.